All right, welcome to our weekly book reading meeting, and we are reading the book called Dissolving the Ego. We'll just first capture what happened in last two classes. I was not there last class, so can each one, without using the book, um, capture the highlights of what do you remember? What did you learn so far, and how how's that helping you in your day-to-day life? Quick sharing of let's go with Anjan.
Yeah, I think what we saw is last week in the chapter two was how ego forms, and it's about how we don't have to villainize the ego,
Mhm.
and ego is something which we got as here, and then from here on, I think ego may not have the role to play, and the wisdom will dawn is what we know. And then for me, the practice, like I was calling out last week, the analogy of a building where if you don't go around it or if you don't maintain it, it will collapse by itself.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I recollected some of my childhood experiences in my back village where there'll be houses. If you stay, even if it is old, they just they stay for years. But if it's even if it is decent, like new, but if people don't manage it, people don't stay, and then it dissolve like it something like that. But then in the same thing was called out in the chapter. We don't have to do anything about ego. If you don't give attention to it, and if you focus on the self, ego will dissolve. So in a way, I was in this week as there was a lot of situations where I was angry, I was frustrated, and the practice was coming back. What is it that is angry? What is it that not upset?
Beautiful.
So it took a couple of minutes for my anger to go down, but then I was able to be present to see where what is it angry, right? But I'm still not kind of uh, got to the root of it. I think the practice is there. That's what I got in this week.
So who's that I which thinks I'm still not there?
Yeah, that's a question I need to inquire more.
Who needs to inquire?
Yeah, that's
So
I.
who you are and who I am is always there.
Yeah.
There is no time or no place where this me or you are not there.
Yeah, correct. But the thing is, this about the consciousness of this, who that I am, will
Yeah.
disappear when the rubber hits the road, right? Like there's anger, there's a frustration, and then you are that moment, like it's a fraction of minute, like 30 second, 40 second, that disappears. An action comes out. Then I look at, okay, what was it driving? Like the awareness is there's a gap. The gap is there.
I'm not talking about that because that time you had a so much charge to your emotion that
Hmm.
obviously you won't. I'm talking about now
Yeah.
because now,
There is nothing. I mean, actually, if you see like that, who that, what is it that thinking like that?
yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's just the space.
yeah. So this is the beauty of it. That who I am, who you are, it's always here and now. There's nothing needs to be done for that. There is no process, no technique. This is the beauty of this book or the teaching of Helen Hamilton, that she said there's nothing nothing you can do to add into you, or there is nothing you can do to subtract anything from it. It just being awareness, being aware, that I am here no matter what goes on. So when there is an emotional charge, obviously the emotion will be too loud to recognize that. But still, you said that you kept coming back. That's really good because that's happening to me every time now when I get up, when I sleep. I just simply check my field of my body. What is there in here? Can I locate it? I come up with various questions like, can I locate it? Where is it? Can I find it? It's like becomes like a child's play, like a toy I'm playing with. Just who am I? Where am I? Where do I? How does it feel? Can I feel the same way when eyes open, when eyes close, like that? When there is a pain, can I? Who's aware of the pain? Like that. Simple pointers directly takes you to the to the this moment itself. Yes, who else? Monica, you were there last week or no? Preeti, who are you?
Nothing.
Okay.
I think because I've been listening to her so much and I don't remember the book so well, so I can't say exactly what we read. But when I'm walking around, I'm
Experience.
noticing the
Experience now.
formless
Now, don't
right now. Yeah,
right
right now.
right now you are aware, I am aware, right?
Yeah.
That you just define right now. There is
Mm,
nothing because now is the only thing there it is. Everything else is a past and future.
mm, mm.
So you just define now.
Now there's some body sensations.
What is the quality of that awareness which knows the body sensation?
It's spacious. And
Mhm.
it has no reaction. Like it doesn't matter what the body sensation is to it.
Mhm. What else? Can you dig deeper? What is more there in this moment? Not
It it it
not
like
directly.
there's something like it's not limited in the body. There's some um there's a awareness of something that's bigger than the body.
So it's not
Like
located.
just outside the body.
It's not located in the body.
It still feels concentrated in the body. The body still feels like a big part of it.
Are you thinking about it or are you experiencing and then verbalizing it?
I think I might be imagining it. I don't know. I might
Let's
be thinking.
let's take the mind out of equation. Just experience and report. Experience and report. What is this moment like? What does this moment feel like? And what is the quality of that awareness which is aware of this moment?
I don't know how to describe the quality.
Is it still? Does it feel still? Does it have a movement? Or is it,
There's no movement.
or does it come and go, or it is always there? Can we call it always present? It is always
It's
there.
always there.
So can we call it a presence?
Hmm.
This we have to check, report, check, report, check, report. This moment, this whole thing is all about this moment. Usually we don't give importance to this moment. And that's when we
Hmm.
miss ourselves. Because my existence, your existence is in this moment only. The moment we mind goes in next moment, that's the psychological ego. So dissolving ego means just recognizing this moment in its own depth.
Hmm.
and also recognizing the qualities of the thing which is recognizing this moment. Is it dead or is it alive, or is it conscious or unconscious? Is it awake
It's
or
not dead.
is it awake or it is asleep? Is it running or it is pause?
Feels like it's awake. It's not sleeping. It's not running.
Mm. Yep. Beautiful. See, this is how we go about it. So this this investigation of this moment is what is called dissolving ego. As Anjan said, that you don't give attention to what is not real. You give attention to what is real, and the unreal automatically goes. There is nothing needed. So the darkness doesn't need to be thrown out. You have to just light a lamp, and darkness goes away.
Because it's not real in the first place.
Yes, beautiful. Hiren.
Uh, so I think what I learned from chapter ego, it's like a software. If we wanted to find out really ourselves, we have to upgrade ourselves. That was the first paragraph when we read it that I captured. So that's something I'm working on it. Because all
Very good.
like
We are not here to serve ourselves to our mind. Okay.
yep.
So this is the problem in spiritual life. What happens that our mind gets attracted to information, whether it's a spiritual information, whether it's a teaching, and now we use the knowledge of self in the service of mind. Now mind getting gratification from the knowledge of self. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, true.
That's how you form the spiritual ego.
Correct.
So we are not here to satisfy mind or mind's itching. How does ego looks like? How does the self feels like? We are not here for that. Dissolving ego means it's a pointer. So we don't indulge into the contents of the book. We indulge into where that book has brought us. So this is one of the things I struggle a lot, because what happens, I get these insights in the present. A lot of insight comes. And my mind jumps and captures it and starts churning it.
and want to use it some other time
Yeah.
appropriately.
Yeah.
And it want to remember it to use it later on.
It's it. And there is a very vulgar word about it. I don't want to say. So it does that mental thing.
True.
So the point is this, that this mind can make any beautiful thing into its own property. Now imagine you are learning about self, experiencing self, and the knowledge of self is in the service of mind. So we are servicing, we are again servicing the mind. Whereas we have to come back and keep checking this moment. So there is nothing in this book one has to remember. There is nothing in this book one has to implement. All it is saying, can you come back frequently to this moment and check who you are? So mind will go in subject, topic, lines, and it will capture the beautiful. Oh yeah, that's correct. Oh yeah, that's correct. Oh yeah, that's correct. That makes sense. Who's saying all this? Whose it is making sense and whose it is not making sense? So I was just explaining in the class, unless my mind is satisfied, the mind says I need to be satisfied. Whereas the whole teaching is to bypass the mind. Let's go to Lata.
Uh, for me, I would say um, few wordings in the book resonated with me. So there's uh, one sentence which said, where you come to a point where, like, what is the point of all this? You come to what is the point of all this? So,
All
like
this.
it all like in life, in at one point, you would think, why am I doing all this? Like you get that actually resonated with me because if I'm like if I want to achieve something and then I achieve it, still it asks for more. It keeps asking for more, or even something bad happens. So, like at one stage, it feels like okay,
Now,
it didn't.
whom does this feels like? Did you ask
Mm,
yourself, is there
mm.
is any separate person in there? And you find there is no separate person in there.
Yes, so I felt that. I mean, like, not now, not after reading this. It just resonated with me. But that question arrived to me long time ago. Like,
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
point? I don't get it at all. Like, so I
Beautiful.
felt like, okay, just this moment I'll live
Yeah.
and just it's boring. I mean,
Now,
boring in the sense like
this,
all
this,
these
hap- this happens to me. So what I do now, I ask question, one more question, two more questions. So
mm,
I ask this: is it true now? What I say? So when
is
the
it
thought
true
comes,
now?
what's the point of all these things? So I said that was relevant then when there was a separate person alive. But since I have now seen that there is no separate person and all it is, there is a pure awareness and consciousness, does that question is true now? Is it, or you can say, is does that question is now I know who I am? Does that question is relevant to me now?
No.
See,
Mm,
immediately you come back to your true self. So what will happen now? Once you know there is no separate person in here, and your mind say, "Oh, I'm not getting love." Okay, or I don't have enough money, or oh, I'm not getting good friends, oh, I'm not getting good companionship. So you simply ask, is it true now? Now, why now? Because since I have seen myself as a awareness now, I no longer identify with a separate self. So all the chattering which is coming to my mind, is it still relevant to me? And the answer immediately comes no. So your question dissolves.
mm, mm,
So this from today onwards, whenever this question arises, these two questions you ask: is it true now, and is it relevant to me now?
mm, mm.
Because it's the separate self which is saying what is the point of everything. Me being awareness, which has no death or no birth. Why would awareness say what's the point of all this?
That's why, like in the very last, like in this chapter, in the very last, it beautifully the author explained, just experience the life as it comes. So to that question, which arrived long time ago, now I feel like just this body and then this mind. Right now, I'm using this body and this mind is there. I just experience whatever it comes and then it goes. That's it. That's how I mean, it just resonated with me. That's all.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's how, to reach to yourself, one has to cross the barriers of mind. And if the mind is not smoothened, like things are, she wrote a book in a such a way that it's not offensive to the mind, otherwise you'll run away. So it makes a comments, or it makes a statements which is slightly massages the ego as well, so you don't run away. And then it's like a, what you call, the medicine, like the sour medicine in a spoon of sugar.
Mm.
Anjan saying something.
Yeah, when you said so, like your experience of not having a job, or for example, not having a friend. Like in my case, let's say I wanted more connections, more people to talk and stuff. Let's say I'm worried about it. I mean, it may apply to, let's say, somebody is not having a job or somebody not having a job they want, for example. So I was kind of, when you were answering to Lata, I was like thinking, okay, that's fine, Mitaji, but then just thinking about being in present doesn't give me a job or doesn't give me a friend. I understand, but then
Is it
no,
relevant
no,
to
no,
you?
hold on. So then I was like, neither does thinking about that at this moment will give that, right? Nor, I mean, being in the present will not give you, for example, let's say literally like just like a magical, nor does thinking about it and then cribbing about it, not being or telling the story about it give that. So either way, you're not getting it. But I think what I got in that conversation is just being in the present will at least give you a chance to do what needs to be done at this moment.
Yeah. Now, see what I'm experiencing that I can tell you, but I know everyone is not in on that level. I'm at a level where I know no matter what you do, nothing is in your hand. I'm at that stage. I can apply for a job, but I cannot get interview call. If I get an interview call, it's not in my head. I get selected. If I get selected, I don't know whether they'll keep me 3 months. And if they keep me 3 months, I don't know if I'm going to stay there. So the stage I am, this is the mind. Mind says, okay, I don't have a boyfriend or I don't have friend. Now, who needs a friend? This is the question.
Yeah, but Mitaji, I think I just want to call out an important aspect
Yes.
of this group. We are right,
Yes.
the importance of practicing in the group.
Yep.
Let's say this conversation, I've seen many of my friends in different programs. When such conversation comes, they okay, nothing in my hand. Then you resign to the life, or you don't try yourself, or they go
So
in a different track.
who resigns?
Huh?
Who resigns?
I've seen my participants with me, and then
But we
right.
are talking in terms of true self. Now you have
Correct,
seen.
correct, correct. What I'm trying to say is that's what I'm saying is because we have this reading group, then we kind of resonate, right? We talk and we say,
Yeah,
okay,
100%.
and so what you are saying is basically nothing in your control doesn't mean you would take action, right?
You take inspired action.
You take action in spite of it, and but being who you are in the present.
Yes. No, I just wanted to show you the big picture, but
Mhm.
that does not mean, see, mind always try to go this side or that side, okay? Plus or minus, positive or negative. When I said that there is nothing in your hand, nothing in this separate sense of self, this separate entity. But who you truly are, the awareness or the consciousness, it's the source of everything. Is the only reality that can bend you the reality or that can make things possible for you, but not this egoic small entity. This is always frustrated, this is always needing someone, this needs friend, this needs. Now when I say, okay, I now know I am this awareness of consciousness, I don't need friend, that does not mean I won't have friend. I don't need it, but I will have friends. But those friends will be out of fullness, without any selfish motive. They will be attracted heart to heart. What happens? This guy, this false sense of self, he's always lacking. He needs more money, nothing is enough. He needs more love, nothing is enough. He needs more houses, nothing is enough. He needs more compassion, nothing is enough. He is always hungry and beggar.
And also the friends that you're with when you're like an ego, you
Yeah.
have to keep pandering to the ego.
Yes.
So when you want to come out of your ego, you stop doing that with them and they fall away.
Yeah, they fall away, and only the true people, like, see, there are various consciousness level in this world. Each one of us is on a various consciousness level. So the people, the level of your consciousness, only same consciousness level people will automatically get attracted to you. And your circle will no longer be based on the intellectual understanding of the world, but the heartly relationship. There will be a true meaning to your relationship when you know who you are, because then you know who they are. Then there is no selfish need of I want companion because I don't want to be alone, or I want this because the relationship is not based on need basis. Because how on the ego, on the false level, other is also like that, na? So it's only transaction happening. So you are going there from the likeness point of view. He's coming out of you likeness point of view, and then you are just complimenting each other. But how long that can go? Because very soon they realize that he is also beggar, I am also beggar. What is the point? They run away.
I've noticed sometimes my mind does that, especially on the weekends. I'll think, oh, everyone goes to parties and I'm
Yeah.
here Saturday night, Friday night, Sunday night. I'm always doing the same thing. But then when I come back to present and I ask myself, would I rather be doing this or getting ready and going to a party? I would much rather be doing what I'm doing.
No, but
It's
see
just my mind playing
that's
games.
that's my whatever whoever telling you "Ki, I rather do this. That's also a mind.
It is, but it's a happy mind. It's just remembering that it's
Mind,
actually
mind is
fine.
mind is mind. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter whether you do this or do that. As long as you know that I am this awareness, I am this consciousness, I'm full of love. I'm overflowing with joy and happiness. My happiness, joy, and my security is not depending on somebody else. Then whether you do this session or whether you go to a party, it does not make any difference.
Yeah, true. Okay. So both ways, it's still the mind working.
Yeah. So
So,
this is the
but what I think Preeti is maybe trying to say, I think the seeking happiness through party, it's not happening anymore. Like if I go to
no.
the party,
She's
enjoying,
that's a mind playing game. So
I'm
mind
not saying
is
she's seeking, not the
Parties
right
fell away
word.
a long time ago, but
Party means fun. Party
even
means
meeting
fun.
people, having like social interaction, even that
Yeah,
isn't happening much anymore. But I'm
beautiful.
not
and
really missing it. It's only in my mind
exactly.
when it says it's not normal not to have friends. Then I think, oh, something's wrong with me. But actually, I really like my life.
So
Yeah,
you have come
that
to a stage, is it okay to say? So you have come to a
Yes.
point where,
Yeah.
like, okay, it doesn't actually matter to you. Like,
It's
you're staying
nice. Like if
calm.
they
It's
drop
nice.
by, it's
Yeah,
nice. I
it's
like it.
nice.
But if
Yeah,
they don't, it's okay too. It's
me
like
too.
that.
Yeah,
That means your ego is dissolving already.
yeah.
Yeah, or they don't want to come over, so I've got no choice. I have to accept it.
No, when you what happens, the beauty of dissolving ego is you are okay with everything.
Because it's really nice anyway.
So it's if somebody comes beautiful, if somebody doesn't come, it's okay. You're not deriving your sense of self from external things, because now you are
Oh, there's still Netflix, Mita. I don't know what I'd do without Netflix.
see, somewhere mind will come now online. Some mind needs something to.
Entertainment.
And it takes time. It takes time. Like for me, the favorite time pass is going into the satsang bhavan and sit there, just simply doing nothing. So because there is a programming from childhood to do something, either physically or Netflix is doing mentally. Sonia, how far you have come? You are on the mute button.
Hello. Um, I don't know how to express my mind about how I feel about this at the moment. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Anuruddha. How do I spell it? Anuruddha, na?
Anuradha. You can call me Anu,
Anuradha.
if that's
Anu.
easier.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anu.
Um, um, Actually, it was nice listening to all of them speaking. So I think it was an awakening for me as well. And I don't think I'm in any level of thinking compared to what you guys are talking. So it's kind of a learning for me. So I'm trying to think in a different way, I think. So when I say I was only referring to I. I don't even know there was another thing that I need to think about. So um at the moment, how I like what is happening is the whole day today has been so agitating for me due to various reasons at work and other things. So I'm still not calm. So that's what it is at the moment.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't know how to calm myself.
Can you, yeah, just close your eyes and just check in your body. What does that mean in experiential level?
Physically, I'm experiencing palpitations.
Yeah. So close your eyes and see where are they happening. What does your head hurts? Does your muscles are pulling? Is your back stiff? Just check with eyes closed. Whatever you saying, ki I have been agitated whole day. I've been very unsettled whole day. Just check in the body. Where is the energy concentration you're feeling? Is it more in the leg? Is it more in the hands? Is it more in the back? Is it more towards the heart? Or is it like a knot in the tummy? Or or is it in the head or is it in the neck? Just check, scan your body and also check what is that thing which is aware of this?
It's
Is
mostly the I think it's the heart, and I can feel a little bit of heat in my head. I
Yep.
can feel it hot in my head, and I don't
Just
know.
become
I
aware of
can,
that.
yeah, I can only physically experience it at
Yeah.
the moment. I'm
Yeah.
not able to explain it in any other way.
That's beautiful. And that's what is happening. There is nothing else to it. Like
Yeah,
when you said, I feel that you guys are on different level, I'm on different level. But there is no level, no, because only present is there. Level,
yeah,
I
but
think there is a past and future is there.
yeah, that's the thing. I think I've been thinking of what happened from today morning in my head,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking like, how am I going to fix that maybe in the next couple of days? So I was actually thinking of past and future. That's what I got from all the discussions that's been happening so long. Which I'm very happy that I'm able to understand that. But
Good.
how the whole day I wasn't even living that moment. I was always thinking of both the sides. So I
That's
should just practice this more, I think.
that's beautiful. There is no problem in going in past and future. Okay, as long
Mm-hmm.
as you are aware who you are and you're consciously going into past and future to take the solution out, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't conscious. It was like completely unconscious, and it was just going out of my control. So that's the problem. Probably I should just be more aware and start.
aware of this moment, nothing else.
Yeah.
Oh, it can be as simple as how my hands are feeling right now, how my
Mm,
legs are feeling right now. Is there any
mm,
stiffness in my back?
mm,
Is there anything? Is my head hurting, or what sensation I'm having?
mm.
Just going deeply into the present moment. That's it.
Okay.
And going
Okay.
taking, asking inside, ki, who's feeling this stress?
Mm,
What is that thing which feels stress? What is the quality of that thing?
mm. Sure.
And
I'll
see,
start practicing from this moment.
all right, then we go to now chapter 3. The second chapter was done, was it? Benefit of this pathway.
Correct.
Okay, Preeti saying back in. Hello. So shall we start or shall we wait for Priti?
We can wait for Priti.
We'll wait for her.
Okay. So let's going. What was the main point in last chapter? Drawing the dawning of wisdom. How do we dissolve the ego? Numenon. Have you been going to Numenon and checking? Who did that practice? Inside going and checking. Can we do that before Priti comes? Just go within and check. Go within and just check what is that thing which is aware of this moment. Where is it located? Does it have a location? Is it like a solid object or it's more like a spacious? See if there is this awakeness which I am experiencing. Does it have any boundaries? Is it always here or does it comes and goes? Is it located in any particular part of my body? Is it tangible or intangible? Does it have any time in there? Does it feel like past, future, or present? Is there anything outside it? Can it be killed? Can it be buried? Is there any time this was not there? Does it have any age? Alright, Preeti is here.
Oh, sorry, were you waiting for me?
No, we were not waiting.
Good.
We were present. Alright. Benefits of this pathway. This again massaging your ego, giving you carrot so that you run behind it. That's why it says benefit of the pathway. Without benefit, you won't do anything. This is a direct path that lights the way to truth through experience. Beautiful line, huh? This is a direct path that lights the way to truth through experience. Nobody can tell you what it's like to live in and as Numenon, but they can point out how to experience it. We just had that experience. What the direct pointings I gave you was direct experience of the Numenon, but they can point out how to experience it. Once you have experienced for yourself what you really are, then nobody can say anything that will change that experience. Let it sink in. The importance of this direct path, once you experience it, there's nobody can do anything to change it. Nobody can change that. Nobody can, even the Gita says otherwise you won't agree with it because it's your experience. There are many books that describes the Numenon and it is fine to read, and learn about it at first. But if your heart is truly longing for freedom, then you must experience the truth of your being as soon as possible. So from now on, you shall throw all the spirituality, you shall throw all the teachings, you shall throw all the teachers, you shall throw everything. The most important thing in your life is now going back to Numanan and experiencing it. This is very difficult because in last chapter of Gita 16th, I think verse 5, Krishna says, once you know this, you abandon all dharmas and come back to me. And in Krishna's Gita, he calls himself as a Numanan. So Numanan has a different word. That's why Krishna in whole Gita says, come to me, devote to me, devote to me. He's basically saying Numanan, Numanan, Numanan. But he say because he is there as a Numanan, he's not there as a person. That's why he said, come to me. So if you want to read Gita, whenever you read this, whenever when Krishna says, come to me or surrender to me, just say, surrender to Numanan, surrender to me, to Numanan. That's what he said. Then Gita will make very good sense to you because in Gita, Krishna is a Numanan. He is not a separate person. Then if you want to truly longing for freedom, then you must experience of the truth of your being as soon as possible and keep doing it. The aim of the instruction in this book is to get you to experience for your true self what you are. Perhaps for the first time, once your mind begins to taste the Numanan, even a little, it wants more. It will decide it is the most delicious experience we can have. In this way, we can win the battle with the mind without fighting because your mind will want to engage in the practice, allowing yourself to experience what you really are and to fall in love with this totally will allow resistance to melt away. That's so beautiful.
But why
See,
would the mind want that?
the
Doesn't the
experience,
mind always want you to not know your true
It's
self?
entertaining.
experience.
The mind thinks it's entertaining.
It's a beautiful experience. All mind is looking is the pleasure and pain and experiences, no?
But then it's a bit of a worry. If your mind is enjoying it, then what if you're in the wrong in
That's what he
imagination
says.
or
I tried many times, but it enjoys it. I before this practice, no practice made me stay longer. It always gets irritated and tiring. Used to get. But from this one, I am able to just sit for hours and hours. Simply. Obviously my mind is liking it because the what it is doing is it's starting the flow of your dopamine.
I don't know, something feels like if the mind likes it, then that's not
Yeah, but if that is your worry is correct when it comes to illusionary things. But right now you are using mind to go to the true self, reality. So there is no danger in going to reality. I understand your concern. Mind can deceive you and take you into the different directions. But right now you are using the mind to go to your true self and you're experiencing your true self. This book will help you to get to know you are who you are and get used to feeling the peace, love, and joy that is your natural state. As you get used to feeling this and allow yourself to bathe in the light of your true truth as often as you can, then a slow gradual dissolution of ego will occur and you can simply watch it happen. That's so beautiful. Even it tastes good in my throat when I'm reading it. Who gonna go next?
I'll go, Mitaji.
Okay.
In all pathways, the mind must eventually admit that it does not know what you really are, and must also admit that it does not know the way to liberation. In this pathway, it can be much easier to get to this place because your mind will be more ready to accept the noumenon having had a taste of it and seeing that it is simply what has always been here. The mind naturally fears the true being because it does not know what it is and never will. This letting go or leap into the unknown is hard for many people and they never make it successfully. Many fall at this point. The major benefit of this pathway is that the mind has been introduced to the true being, self will, before it has to surrender, and usually it has been exposed to it many times. The noumenon also becomes like a companion or helpful friend to the mind, and the mind begins to allow itself to be disarmed.
Did you get answer, Preeti? Why your mind is afraid?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Isn't
They
it?
become friends, like hand in hand, sort of helping each other along.
It's really beautiful, isn't it?
Mm.
She made it so simple that one line is always that takes my attention is the how mind is afraid, but I as awareness was always there. There's
Mm.
nothing to afraid. Like this is not something you are doing new. You are just not aware about yourself.
But
But
the mind is afraid to see it.
but it was there all along.
It doesn't matter. Oh, okay. So
It
there's no
doesn't matter.
harm because it was there all
But
along.
it is mind saying harm. Who else wants to go? Dealing with fear. Preeti, dealing with fear.
That's my best buddy. Dealing with fear. On any pathway, it's likely that fear about letting go fully into the truth will arise at some point. But here, this will be greatly diminished because you will have seen what you are. If you've read this book and follow the instructions carefully, you will have all the tools you need to allow this process of awakening to occur as quickly and easily as possible. Everyone will be tested along the pathway, but here you will always have easy and simple instructions to help you in those difficult times. As you walk the pathway, know that every enlightened sage that has ever walked the planet is with you. Every saint is for you. Every master is beside you. All those that have done it are supporting you in unseen ways, and grace is helping you as you make each step. Know that you do not need to know how to get through the next challenge. Help is here for the asking. It can come in an infinite number of ways. Devote yourself only to truth, to God, to the self. Your heart should beat only to see the truth in everything and everyone you see. Then you will live in the kingdom of heaven.
Beautiful.
Mm.
This is the most important thing because right now I am here in these two paragraphs. The one of the one of the real big challenge in this path is uh, of unknown.
Mm.
Unknown means my finite mind cannot know the nature of infinite and its mysterious way, how it works. And me being a separate individual self need to have a clear direction and clear point, no clear plan or clear understanding. you, at least intellectually, this is how my life is going to move forward. But in this moment, I do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. And and strangely, I'm okay with it now. That was the whole year I struggled with this. Whole year. How to lead a life without plan. Because my finite mind cannot, will not understand the true powers and true, nature of my infinite being. All I know that I know nothing. Because when you close your eyes and when you go in there, what do you see? You see nothing. One mistake I did, I heard, because it says once you start this practice, you have to leave everything. One mistake I did, I was listening to, because my mind wants to know na, what is future holds. So my mind was listening to Rupert Spara. And Rupert Spira, he's very intellectually, he talks about being and nature of being. He really openly talks about how it functions and everything.
Is he an enlightened person? Who is he? Rupert Spira.
He's one of the enlightened teacher. But the problem is this: when you explain too much about it, and when he said about things about beingness, and he was explaining its way which he thinks the functioning of being and everything, and my mind said same thing what Lata said. If there is nothing, what's the point of all these things? Because mind
Like
always,
point of life? Like what's the point of all the things we do and live
or
like that?
even going to being, screw this being, throw it. What do you do with it? That's what mind says, because mind wants to use it for everything. The biggest challenge in this path is this leap into unknown. Do you have the courage to be okay with what is going to happen tomorrow, not knowing what is going to happen tomorrow? That's why she says here that just know this, that every enlightened sage that ever walked on this planet is with you. Every saint is for you. Every master is beside you. All those that have done, all those that have done it are supporting you in unseen ways, and grace is helping you as you make each step. Know that you do not need to know how to get through next challenge. Help is there for the asking. It can come in infinite number of ways. It took me a year to build this trust. Just not knowing. That's the biggest obstacle, because that's where the separate self lives. Because he won't let go. It wants to do things. Monica,
This experience will be only yours. This book intentionally makes very little, if any, reference to the sages of the past and traditional teachings or styles of religion, in the hope that as such, what you discover will not be tainted or colored in any way by what you have read, learned, or studied spiritually up till now. The modern spiritual seeker has read many books, attended seminars, and learned many styles of meditation, and this acquired knowledge can be projected by the mind onto what is read here. It is the aim of this book to be like a blank slate for those that have read and learned much about awakening, but as yet not have been able to put it into practice and turn it from purely theoretical and mental knowledge to a lived experience of oneness. This is not meant to invalidate the famous teachings and teachers of the past and present, but to merely guard against the mind's tendency to take information and compare it to what it already knows rather than applying it. This is also a reason why we use the word noumenon to describe what you are rather than a more traditional term.
Yeah. See, this is what she's warning against, which I was doing, that I was wanting to know, because we are habitual to listen to podcasts, habitual to listen to teachers, habitual to take a what you call clutches. We always want clutches to work with. Now I know. Now we know the direct path.
Mm,
So we don't need to now listen. The whole confusion starts when now you start to experience, and then you start listening to Moji Baba, to Icard, and then you compare this experience with that. And it makes sense also. But when it comes to the end, the mind says, what's the point? This is
mm,
the problem. Because what's the point in the that's mind's language. But the reality is that life within me, for me, works completely differently. How it will work for your form. So there is no one outcome. There are millions of outcome. Like me being with my true essence will bring completely different results in my life. What it will bring in your life, as far as the form is concerned. This one form which exists, which is also real, which is also a projection of the noumenon only, but each form has its own qualities. It has its own salt, and every that's why every enlightened being has 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 expressed itself in a thousand different way. Krishna was a different altogether. Buddha was different altogether. The Jesus was different altogether. They just exploded. Osho was different altogether. Their consciousness exploded in different ways depending upon the salt in their forms, what kind of a characteristic their form had. So me knowing this, which the going in and knowing of Newman is same for you, me, and everyone. But the expression of that Newman in this form life will be different. And no one teacher can tell you. But the
mm,
teacher will only tell about the state of Newmanon or how it works. Now that teacher is telling how it worked in his life. But that does not necessarily, and no language, no word, no sentence, like they gave metaphor of, for example, sea and the drop. The drop, you are the drop, and goes into sea. So
mm,
okay, I'm drop. You see, anyway, it's gonna go. What I had to do? It's anyway gonna. It's still just I know now. It's a wave, and there is a sea. Each wave comes and each wave goes. So there is nothing to the wave. It becomes a sea anyway. So why I'm reading this book, why I'm knowing this new one, what's the point? So mind goes like that. But what mind doesn't understand, the quality, it's not about the thing, it's about the quality. How, once I know my true self, how will I behave? How will I react? And on my behavior, on my reaction, my next step designs.
mm. True.
My next did how I spoke to my boss today. It's a cause and effect world in the form world. So every word spoken, every action taken has a cause and effect to each and everything, and it spirals.
Mm,
It compounds, and then it comes back. So the more purified my actions are, or more Numenon based or true self based my actions are, or words are, or things are, that's how my the future will shape. So I cannot objectively say ki, what's the point in this. I will never know. It's unknown. It's a unknown for me, unknown for you, unknown for everyone. Ki whether Mita Wellness becomes a very big organization, or whether I go to India and look after my parents. Only time will tell. Or whether we keep doing this lifelong, or whether somebody drops out, like two people just drops out. I think dropped out from the meeting. I think who dropped out?
Poonam and somebody.
Poonam is there. Yeah. So you never know. So that's the beauty of life, that we don't know. So the staying with not knowing and being comfortable with it. That's the main thing. Because we as a mind, you can use as much mind you want, but you will never know what is behind Numenon. So tomorrow I'm going to do this experiment in Mahashivratri, that I'm going to make a arch. So there are 20 people coming. So I'm going to make an arch. The arch is of a Numenon. Okay. So the two people are making arch like this, Numenon. Now people coming out of the arch, as a Preeti, Anjan, Monica, they're coming out of that arch, Numenon, as a form. Okay. But when I make them go around and come back and again go this side of the arch, you don't know what is this side of the arch.
Mm.
That always remains unknown. One picture I saw other day, it was a picture of entire like a land, one man standing, and there is a big sky. Okay, and there's a big tree which is fallen down. But when the tree falls down, it tears the sky and earth like a canvas.
Okay.
So everything which appears in the Numenon, everything, all the planets, all the everything, there is nothing out of Numenon. Then what's standing behind Numenon? In that stage, mind just stops. Mind cannot. Now the entire universe, which itself was a mystery before, I cannot reach to the far exit, far galaxies and far stars and all those. People were only amazed by those. Now I know that that entire universe is within this field of Numenon. So what is then behind?
Mm.
So the arch from which the people forms stars, planets, everything is coming. From nothingness, everything is coming. But what makes that nothingness? What is in there in that nothingness? That this finite mind can never know. So this the but what I can tell you my experience from the time I'm doing this from last December, for me, day has become as good as night. So the day feels like a dream, like a night. How I sleep and the whole dream happens, and I wake up, the whole day goes like that. I can sit because I can see physical changes, because I wouldn't say anything if that is not physical changes appearing in my real life. So I see, I can sit in the meditation hall for 4 hours without any problem. I don't see any pull to do things. Life feels really, really beautiful. I think the one thing I can say is the maintenance of the separate self is very high.
Mm.
So this character needs lot. It's a high maintenance item. Like it needs security. It needs money. It needs love. It needs companion. It needs someone to talk. It's a high maintenance character.
White elephant.
Huh?
It's a white elephant.
White elephant. And my whole Whole life goes into bloody maintaining this life elephant. From the time I'm coming back to my true self, the white elephant has left the room and I feel relieved. So there are two major things happen with me. One, I don't feel there is anything above shoulder. So the experience of above shoulder thing is gone and the experience of below waist is gone. So that frees the energy. So there are two very strong forces. One is below waist and one is top of the shoulder. These two are the major weight on physical existence. Now, from the last December, there is so many physiological changes that there is no need is required. Like there is no like a unconscious need, or there is no what do you call what do you compulsive need of thinking, eating, sleeping. There is no compulsion of anything. There is no, you know how this tired self may because I'm doing so many classes. I just did one, I just had food, I came here. Tomorrow is I'm going to go to ponds, and 9:30 I'll come. 9:30 finishes, 10 I will come, and 10 I Mahashivratri whole night start. I don't even have 5 minutes in between. But there is no separate self to complain about it. It's all beautiful. It's just seamless. It has no tired guy. It has no complaining guy. It has no nothing. It's there is a guy who's flowing with whatever. So that's the quality of, and it feels means it is. I'm feeling that in day to day. That's why I can tell. Otherwise, I couldn't have tell that. My earlier also I was saying all these things. Okay, earlier also before let's say 2023, I was saying all these things, but I was not having this profound experience in my life. I the Amit character had died, but Mita character has taken up, and the Mita character had its own problem.
And we fueled it saying Guruji, and
Yeah, that's it.
and we made it more bigger.
Yeah, but other people are getting benefit because it was referring, it was giving all the correct directions because it had a experience. The only point was it was not experiencing itself. So what has happened? The enlightenment experience was hijacked by mind, and it has been made a property. But it was saying the right things. It was doing the right things. But the medium it was using, that medium could not get anything, any benefit of it. Everyone else was getting it. The medium was suffering. Why are not many people becoming enlightened? Why are not people awakening? Oh, I am doing everything. Why are not people? Why they do not understand? So simple. Now that suffering person is gone. So that's what I can say.
Yes.
All right, I think that's enough for today. We still got 15 minutes. So do you want to go to do a meditation and before we end?
No, I think we will give back 13 minutes to everyone.
Okay, sure.
What do you think, everybody?
I'm happy
I'm
to do meditation. I mean, I will sleep through it, but I'm still happy
Yeah.
to do it.
Meditation is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
meditation.
Yeah, see, even you see, point is this: there is no amount of information I can talk and you can talk, and which will transform your life. What will transform your life is a direct experience of yourself. Let me take you to direct experience. I'll do the pointings, and you check. Now you can do it with closed eyes or you can do it with open eyes. Not a problem. I will only do simple pointings. that we are investigation. Let's say this is one of the Helen's meditation in which she says that we are a deep sea diver, deep sea divers. We are diving deep into the sea, and that sea is of the present moment. And you all are suited, booted, masked up, jumping into the present, and there is only one imperative. What is there in this moment? Investigating what is there in this moment. Investigating fully what else is there in this moment. Diving more deeply, what else is there in this moment? Rejecting nothing, just diving deeply. What else is there in this moment? Investigation, the direct experience of this moment, not processing any through mind or through any senses, touch, feel, touch, smell, taste. Simply investigation of this moment, checking what else is there in this moment. Diving more deeply, what else is in there in this moment? We don't discard anything, whatever arises in this moment. We simply dive and investigate what else is there in this moment. Simply acknowledge and investigate everything. Diving more deeper, check what else is there in this moment. Slowly, slowly, you can open your eyes. Now we can share 2 minutes. What was your experience? You wanna go?
Yeah, it was nice, Mita. I kept my eyes open so I didn't fall asleep. And I was noticing sounds and body sensations. And then what was interesting is observing the thoughts. And then I was trying to see what's noticing the thoughts. So there's a bit of gap between the thought and me. Yeah, it's good.
What do you, Lata?
So I felt nothing. It was very peace, calm, happy kind of feeling. But then again, the thoughts started going, and then I didn't resist. But uh, I just came back to the present, thinking, okay, I was trying to go inside and see what am I, and then again, all that peace, uh, peaceful feeling, very calm feeling. So that's how I felt.
So each time I said dive deeper and see what else is there, then again mind start to search what else is there, isn't it? So that's amazing. When I did this one first, I felt so amazing because the pointers, every time my mind will go here and there, the pointer will just bring me back here again and say, okay, can you go more deeper? Now, can you dive a bit more and see what is there? Then again, after a few minutes, can you again go a bit deeper and see what is there? And I kept going, kept going. It never had an end. It's an endless journey, endless, because present moment is all there is, and you can go when you do alone. Just do this. Give these imperatives every 2 minutes. Ki, what else is there in this moment? What else is there? You just keep every time the imperative comes, your just mind become more still and more still and more still and more still. It's just there is no end. Whatever comes, let it come. Whatever goes, let it go. And just keep digging. What else is there in this moment? What else is there is the moment? What else is there? Oh my God, you can sit hours and hours and still not find the bottom. It's that beautiful. Hiren?
So yeah, it was very peaceful. There were thoughts coming, but I tried to come back as you were pointing out. Try to go deeper and deeper. So that was bringing me to the like present and not to visit with the thoughts. So yeah, it was a good experience. And yeah.
Anu? How are you feeling anyway now?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I'm really calm, and this few minutes of closing my eyes and sitting still, I think it's been after a very, very long time that I was able to sit quietly with my
Beautiful.
eyes closed, not feeling insecure or anything. So it was
Really
really beautiful. But I had so many thoughts going in, and your voice when you said, "Okay, what's going on now? What's going on?" I was able to come back saying, "Okay, I shouldn't be thinking that. I should think something else." So it was a very good experience.
beautiful. I'm really glad, Anu.
Yeah.
You're doing really well. With
Sorry.
you're doing really well with
Ah,
you're
thanks.
coping very well with the state of your mind. You said to me or in this forum, and still you're able to sit and do it. That itself is really really appreciable.
Yeah, I need to practice this more. Yeah, hopefully I'll get there.
Anjan,
Yeah, I was like, it was good. Every time I was imagining deep dive in the ocean, but I was only picking the one which is in the shallow, like picking everything comes, there's a thought coming up in the shallow, and it was not getting going deep, but I was easy to pick up the thoughts. So it's a good, I mean, I'm emptying out those thoughts appearing on the surface.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's
But
just
I like the analogy of deep dive. Basically, you basically does not end to you. It's so deep that you can keep on going in. So it's exciting.
no, this is really beautiful, and keep in your day-to-day life also. When you're driving car or when you're in train, you can just simply ask this question: What is there in this moment? What can I notice? And then you investigate everything. Okay, there is this guy going, there's this lady sitting, there is this thing happening.
That's interesting.
Yeah? And then you finish. Then again, once investigation is finished, then you ask again, what else is there? It's like, what else is there? What else is there? It just keeps going. What else is there? In this moment, what else is there? Doesn't matter of it doesn't matter. The content doesn't matter. Whether it's a Gori, whether it's Kali, whether it's Indian, content doesn't matter. You are here, that matters. That you are able to observe that what else is there? What else is there? What else is there in this moment? Strengthens your presence, the staying in the present.
Yeah.
Once mind get used to what else is here, what is here in this moment, then it the taste of it is so delicious that it wants to keep doing it. That's why they say once you meditate and once you have the taste of real meditation, there's no way you can go back. It becomes a way of life. All right, thank you so much for being here. I hope you
Thank you.
enjoyed.
Thanks,
Say-
Thanks
Smita.
Thank
everyone for
you.
Thanks,
joining.
everyone.
Thank
and
you.
keep coming back to yourself, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.